hopefully you guys dig that one. That's the Wise Maid. It's a good standard session tune. It's one that comes up almost every session I go to. It gets played a lot, but it's not beat to death, which, if you guys follow this channel, you know those are some of my favorite tunes, the ones that get played all the time, but people aren't sick of. So hopefully this is a good one. It's real common in a lot of good standard sets that you should hear if you're out playing, running across the session. So hopefully you guys dig it. We're going to break it down now, all right? We're going to run the thing, then we'll break it down. Hang tight. So the basic melody on this, it's a bit more complicated than the last tune that I did, but it's, like I said, it's a good standard session tune, so it's one that's worth getting, and hopefully you guys actually dig the tune, so hopefully it won't be too hard. But we're going to break down the basic melody here. So starting with the A part, and there's a pickup note, by the way, so 2 pickup notes, so I'll play those here. So. Do that again, throw some ornaments here, try and cut those out. So here we go again. So there's a triplet in that. So the triplet in there, that's not really an ornament. That's kind of a fairly important part of the tune. There's ways to get around it, but not too hard. So that's the first half. Second half starts basically the same way. So really it's just the very end that's different, then it just kind of walks down the scale. Otherwise, it's fairly repetitive. So here's the whole A part. Right, that's the whole thing. B part starts on the top D. I'll run that again. There again, there's a triplet in there, so it's kind of important. So that's the first half. Second half just kind of sort of walks down the scale in kind of a weird way. All right, I'll do that again. All the way through. B part is a bit more complicated than the A part just because it's not quite as repetitive, but it's also really cool. So as far as ornaments go, you know, like with any tunes, there's a lot you can do with it, but in this case, it starts on that F. Anytime you're sitting on a note like that, a quarter note, you can always put a roll in there. So right off the bat, so I'll do the roll, and I kind of do a sort of a slide crossing noise thing off that E. And then I do the tap. That's kind of a cool trick that I use a lot, really, that slide into that tap. Because it kind of smooths out the first note and then hits that offbeat, which just makes it sound kind of cool. Changes it up a little bit. It's hopefully a little different from what people were expecting anyway. So, again, from the beginning. So then a short roll. Short roll on that F sharp. And I do the same kind of popping thing. That's kind of how I finish the phrase. So that triplet there, I don't really do a whole lot with it. You can put a crayon on the D as you're jumping up that. And on the E, I tend to do a triple roll. You can do a short roll if you want. I just think the triple roll sounds kind of cool. So it's, just in case you're not aware, it's the top finger, and then it's basically a regular roll. You're using the same fingers you always do. You're just throwing that first one on the beginning of it. Don't really do much to finish off the tune differently. The only thing is, I just tend to do a double tap on the F sharp. That's how I finish off the phrase anyway. So B part, again, I do the cran on the D. Just to start off, it starts off. So I would play. Same kind of thing, you can do that slide. And then pop the bottom D. That's just straight cuts. Probably come up with something else if you wanted to, but it's simple and it works, and it's fairly shrill at that high volume, so I don't try to do too much with it. On those, I do a couple of different things. The first one is the simplest way, really, is just to do a roll. Or slight variation, short roll versus long roll, but... And there, anytime I get the opportunity to make that sound, to kind of slide off that C sharp or slide into the C sharp, and then it's just a roll on the A. Those I tend to do short rolls with, so you're kind of doing sort of a mirror thing of the top octave. That one I do use a triplet as an ornament. So again. And as you're bouncing down the scale to finish it off, I really don't do a whole lot, but I try to hit those notes and kind of make those notes bounce a bit. So there again, the whole B part. I take it back. I do kind of pop that I tend to double tap that F sharp. The rest of those I try to keep fairly simple. Hopefully you guys like that one. Let me know what you think. Any other requests? I've got like 3 or 4 more on my short list of requests. So thank you guys for those, by the way. So hopefully I'll be knocking those out. Anything else you want to hear, let me know. I'll do what I can. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.